Your brain has erased the most important years of your life. Think about that. Imagine someone shows you a video of your first birthday. Your parents remember it. The camera recorded every smile, every laugh, and every messy bite of cake. But you remember nothing. Not one image, not one sound, not even a tiny flash. It is almost as if someone deleted the first few years of your life. But who did it? Was your brain too young to save those memories? Did it erase them later? Or are they still hidden somewhere inside your head? Scientists have studied this mystery for decades, and the answer is far stranger than your brain was not developed yet. Here is the first surprise. Babies do make memories. Researchers have shown that babies as young as 6 months old can remember actions for days or weeks. Older babies can sometimes remember them for months. Your baby brain was constantly recognizing faces, learning voices, anticipating familiar games, and connecting certain sounds with comfort. So the problem was not creating memories, it was keeping them accessible. Learning begins even earlier than you might think. During the final weeks of pregnancy, babies can hear sounds from outside the womb. Newborns often prefer their mother's voice to an unfamiliar voice, suggesting that learning had already started before birth. Your brain was gathering information before you had even opened your eyes to the world. So why did almost all of it vanish? Part of the answer involves a small brain structure called the hippocampus. It helps organize experiences into long-term memories. Think of it as your brain's filing system. But when you were a baby, that filing system was still under construction. Imagine organizing thousands of photographs inside a cabinet while its shelves are being installed, removed, and rearranged. Some photos may be saved, but finding them years later becomes difficult. Meanwhile, your brain was developing at astonishing speed. During early childhood, more than 1 million new neural connections can form every second. 1 million every second. Those connections helped you recognize people, control your body, understand emotions, learn words, and make sense of the world. But rapid construction also meant constant reorganization. The brain that stored a memory at 6 months was not arranged exactly the same way at age 3. Connections strengthened, weakened, or disappeared. The memory may have been stored, but the route back to it could have changed. Then comes an even stranger possibility: neurogenesis. Neurogenesis is the creation of new brain cells. During early life, the hippocampus produces many new neurons. That gives the brain flexibility, but adding so many new cells may disrupt circuits linked to older memories. Imagine renovating your house every day. Walls move, doors disappear, rooms are rebuilt. The furniture may still be somewhere inside, but the route to it has changed so much that you can no longer find it. Animal studies support this idea. In mice, increasing neurogenesis made older memories harder to retrieve, while reducing it helped early memories last longer. Scientists are still studying how closely this applies to humans, but it is one leading explanation for infantile amnesia. Infantile amnesia is the name for this gap in our personal history. Most adults remember little or nothing from the first 2 or 3 years of life. Earliest memories often appear around age 3 or 4, and even those may be incomplete or partly reconstructed. Language may explain part of that shift. Before around age 2, you did not describe your life in complete sentences. You experienced faces, sounds, smells, fear, comfort, and excitement, but you could not organize those experiences with the words you use today. Adults remember life as stories. What happened first? What happened next? Who was there? How did it end? Language gives memories structure. It labels people, places, and emotions. It lets you rehearse an event by telling yourself what happened. Babies can remember without words, but those memories may not be stored in a form the older mind can easily retrieve. It is like saving a file in a format your new computer no longer recognizes. Your growing sense of self may matter too. Over time, children learn their name, recognize themselves in mirrors, and understand that they are the same person who existed yesterday. That developing sense of me helps autobiographical memory. A memory becomes more durable when the brain can place it inside a personal story. This happened to me in this place at this time. Now here is something unsettling. Your earliest memory may not be completely real. Psychologists have shown that people can develop false childhood memories. In famous experiments, some participants became convinced they had once been lost in a shopping mall, even though it never happened. Family stories and photographs can also shape what feels like memory. You may picture your second birthday because you have seen the photo many times, not because you truly remember being there. A parent may repeatedly tell you how you cried at the beach, and years later you may see the scene in your mind. But are you remembering the day or remembering the story? Even genuine memories are not perfect recordings. Your brain does not press play. Each time you remember something, it reconstructs the event. Details can be added, removed, or changed. Your mood and other people's versions can influence what you recall. Memory is less like watching a saved movie and more like opening a document, editing it, and saving it again. And now for the biggest mystery: what if your baby memories were never fully erased? Recent studies in mice suggest some early memories may remain stored but become inaccessible. Researchers have reactivated memory traces that appeared forgotten. That does not prove the same thing happens in humans, but it raises an incredible possibility. Your first birthday, your first laugh, the first time you recognized your parents, those moments might not be completely gone. The pathways needed to reach them may simply have changed. The memories could still exist without a working key. So why can't you remember being a baby? Not because babies cannot form memories. They can. Not because those years were unimportant. They were among the most important years for building the person you became. You cannot remember them because several systems were changing at once. The hippocampus was still developing. The brain was reorganizing at extraordinary speed. New neurons may have disrupted older memory circuits. Language had not yet given your experiences an adult story structure, and your sense of personal identity was only beginning to form. No single explanation solves the mystery by itself. Infantile amnesia probably comes from all of these changes working together. Ironically, the years that shaped you most are the years you are least able to remember. Those years taught you how to recognize love, how to move, how to speak, and how to understand the world. Yet, when you look back, there is almost nothing there. Just photographs, stories, and a blank space where your earliest life should be. Or perhaps those memories are still there, hidden behind pathways your adult brain can no longer open. Maybe your brain did not erase the beginning of your story. Maybe it simply changed the language in which that story was written. What is the earliest memory you can recall, and how old were you? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe for more hidden science behind everyday mysteries. I'll see you in the next one.